I can tell you the television networks from all over the world are out in force at the location that I am at Buckingham Palace, and I think it's also fair to say that the excitement is building. There was just a huge cheer from the crowd pretty much for any kind of vehicle that is going past, even those which are involved in tidying up the royal parks and making this whole area look absolutely at its best. Well, let's get some memories now of what the wedding of Charles and Diana back in 1981 was like, because at Westminster Abbey is Sarah-Jane Gasserly, who was a bridesmaid for Princess Diana on that day. Sarah-Jane, tell me what you can remember.
Well, I can pretty much remember most of it, actually, because when it happens to you at age 11, I was asked to repeat the story of the day, you know, for years and years afterwards. So lasting memories are the ride in the carriage on the way back from the St. Paul's, the church, the crowds, and also sort of smaller memories of private memories of getting ready with Diana and the other bridesmaids, and all the preparation that a wedding takes place. It's very similar to a normal wedding.
What was your connection with her? Why was it that you were asked to be her bridesmaid?
We formed a friendship when Prince Charles was riding racehorses. My dad was teaching him to ride in a race, and they were dating at that time, and he used to come down to the house with her a lot, and we used to hang out and play together, and she was, you know, a wonderful person, and it happened like that.
Lots of the bridesmaids today are quite a bit younger than you were. You were 11 in 1981. How difficult do you think it's going to be for them? You know, it's a long walk up that aisle in Westminster Abbey. They're going to have to deal with all the cameras and all the attention on them.
I think they'll be fine. I mean, they're quite young, so they probably won't be so aware of what's going on, the media attention drawn to them. So I think they'll be fine, and they just have to remember to follow Kate up the aisle, and I'm sure it'll go really well for them.
Sarah-Jane, thanks very much for joining us. Sarah-Jane Gasserly with memories of 1981 Charles and Diana's wedding. Some of those who were camped out along this route were here in this very same part of London on that day 30 years ago, and this is the biggest royal celebration of its kind since then. So, messages of goodwill, even up on the International Space Station. There's apparently excitement ahead of today's wedding.
Many people on planet Earth are eagerly awaiting the wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton. Here on board the International Space Station, we're following with great interest, and right now it's the eve of the royal wedding, and we just had a beautiful flyover England. We took some spectacular photographs right at sunset. We'll be sure to share those photographs, and it was a beautiful sunset, and we'll have a beautiful view tomorrow.
From space, the Expedition 27 crew of the International Space Station would like to offer their congratulations and best wishes. We'll be watching and waiting.
So they'll even be watching up on the International Space Station. Who would have thought that? So it's over an hour to go until Prince William and his best man, Prince Harry, arrive at the Abbey, but many of the wedding guests are already taking their places. The actual wedding ceremony will get underway in 2 hours' time. This is what it looks like where I am above Buckingham Palace. The crowds who are here are being kept over to one side, but that is the actual main part of the procession route, because there you can see the view that the royal couple will have from the balcony when they eventually stand there at the end of that wedding day, and the Mall is how they will approach the palace from Westminster Abbey. We'll have full coverage, of course, on the royal wedding day, Prince William and Kate Middleton's marriage.